Okay, so once you get your features gridded with the black charcoal using your grid lines, it's time to start putting in tonality. We're going to use fine charcoal, which comes in different sizes, and this will give you a really light gray. And you'll also use compressed charcoal, which comes in these square blocks, and that becomes really dark. So I'm going to start with doing my darkest darks first. And what I can do along the way is erase away my grid lines. So I know that, like, for instance, this is a giant part of black. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw in where that starts. That starts right over here. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw that in. So I know that's where it's going to live. And now I know that that's what I'm going to put there. And I can go ahead and erase away all my chalk. And then start placing the darks. I'm going to do directional shading. And this will go pretty quick. Okay, so next I'm going to do this sort of like tonality of my face right here. I'm going to erase away the white lines because none of these lines actually exist on my face and I don't need them anymore because I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to move to the larger vine charcoal. And this time I'm going to leave all of this area the brown of the paper. So this big area of my major skin tone is just going to stay brown. And so I'm going to go ahead and start placing in this vine charcoal. And it's going to go light right above my eyebrow, into my other eyebrow, and then it'll start to go darker. So I can start to press down a little bit harder as I go. So you can start to see this sort of like rainbowing effect. And this whole thing actually comes down into my face here. So I'm going to go ahead and start shading that in. And then over here, it's going to start to get a little bit lighter. I can just go right over top of my grid lines. Now this is going to be a lot lighter, so I can start to blend this in a little bit. So I'm just using a tissue or a paper towel. Start putting that in. And then I can start to put in my facial features. At this point, I'm going to actually get rid of my grid lines because I don't need them anymore. Okay. And now the magic happens. Now I'm going to start to put in my eyes. And that is going to take, I'm going to use the compressed charcoal there. I'm going to use the vine charcoal. I'm really looking carefully here, and I'm really looking at all of this area here. So the only area that's going to stay blank is right there for my skin tone. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just start. There's a lot of information under my eye as well, so I'm going to go ahead and just start with this fine charcoal just to like lay down a bunch of tone quickly, and then I'll differentiate. So it's all about context. So it's all about getting this area I need to leave kind of smooth. Here I can blend in my highlights. I'm just going to keep working my Don't be afraid to go pretty dark. Here I'm just going to put in some hints for hair. Definitely is dark right here. Then I have a pretty strong highlight up here. When you're doing hair, it's just about doing shapes. Start erasing away all my grid lines as I go. I'm starting to get what appears to be a little bit of a face. The whites of my eyes are not a pure white at all. In fact, it's pretty dark right there, and then I have all of this information, and I'm just matching what I see. Some fine lines here. And I'm gonna just keep going. Do my mouth next. You can literally draw with this thing. Once you get it loaded with a bunch of tonality, you can just get on in there. Don't be afraid to go pretty black where it's really dark. And keep looking at your guides because I just screwed that up. Really get that black in there. Wherever you see it really dark, go ahead and just go for it. A little bit of white there. Go ahead and put that in. I'm leaving all of this, just the brown of the paper. And I may need to erase a little bit of that away. Softening around my eyebrow and bringing that up a little bit. I'm also going to erase away the part that should be that brown. Use a pencil eraser if you have to. Kind of helpful right here. Starting to come together. Just getting all those little tiny dark areas in there. Yep, getting better and better. Just got to keep going. So this is a thin charcoal, thin vine. It's really light. getting there. Takes time. It's not going to look perfect on day one. I'm going to keep working on it and it'll get better and better. Over here I'm just going to darken. Now I'm just going to take a step back, kind of look a little bit more. Whoops.